All right, welcome to the All Pro Team Talk podcast. We're excited today. This is Kristen Hicks. We may not have introduced her in the past, but I promise they've seen your work. And so, and it's kind of a crazy podcast day. We've had some fun in the studio trying to figure things out.
Yes.
We will not say whether or not this is the second time that we filmed this, but let's just say that Dwayne Hicks, which is your father, he's actually running the board today, as he did last time. But we're here because ultimately we want to be a part of people's story, right? And I know we're in real estate and we exist to help people find their home. But ultimately, that's really not our number one objective. And so as somebody that is in control of our social media, what are some of the things that you have to kind of go through to get to know us and to project who we really are? What is the magic behind the screen?
Well, I think that, we first start out, we always meet every week, and then you guys tell me which houses that you guys want to film and that you have coming up, and then the dynamic is whoever is kind of on that house. The lead person, I kind of adjust to how we do the video based on that person.
Because we're all different personalities.
Yes, because you have Tabby, who does a fantastic job, but doesn't enjoy.
She hates being in front of the camera. That's right.
And, so a lot of times we simplip it.
Or you make cocktails.
Or we make cocktails.
That helps. That definitely helps,
yes. And then, and sometimes, we do both of you guys. We do all three of you guys. And then you just sell it the whole time.
Go after it.
You just go for it. And so, it just kind of depends on you guys and just on your strengths. And, Tabby loves to host. You and Dad are we're in ministry for so long. And so we let you guys do Wisdom Wednesdays and, that kind of stuff. And so it just kind of fits that.
I mean, and you kind of brought that up. I mean, obviously, there's so many different aspects of social media.
Right, yes.
And I know so many realtors out there that don't do social media. Why do you think social media is important for us?
I think it's because it gives us a voice to encourage people. I feel like there's just a very small percentage of someone's life that they're just looking for houses. So we don't want to just post about houses.
That's right.
We also want to post about just home is really kind of what we're selling is what are you doing with your family? What are you doing with the people in your home? How are you we want to encourage you as a person, in your everyday life, because that is being part of your story.
I mean, whether we're filming something at the nursery and looking at plants.
Right.
Because we like to bring a lot of guests.
Yes.
Obviously, in this podcast studio, I mean, this is a part of it.
Right, yes.
But then there's like silly things that we do out there as well.
Yes.
And we always do a Team Pick Tuesday.
Yeah.
Did you get ours this week?
I did.
Yes.
I did.
Try to make it a little different.
Yes.
Yeah.
And and sometimes I save those for like certain days and stuff like that. So.
Well, and there's the catch with Kristen is there's probably a ton of things that if it was out there, it would tell a whole different story.
It would. Yeah, you got to put it out at the right moment.
That's correct. That's correct. And so you also kind of go through, obviously, referral is our business. And so we do some parties for that. Talk a little bit about that. What do we do for our clients?
So we call it like a client appreciation club, if you will, that once you've used the All Pro team, you get put into this grouping of just our top clients. And every year we do a couple parties. We do an ice cream party in July for National Ice Cream Day.
Yes.
And then we do a pie party right before Thanksgiving where we give away pies from Publix.
Yeah.
And so we just invite everybody to come and we have games and campfires and
hay rides.
Just like just a fun little community type thing. And people meet each other and, just kind of catching up.
Yeah, and it's important because, again, if we say, hey, we want to be a part of your story, you're right. There's very small amount of time people are either looking for real estate to purchase, to sell. And we don't want to just be forgotten because we don't want to only be your call when you're just in the housing market. We want to be able to be your call when you need something, you know, and we can help. I mean, I'm thinking back to last year, you did a scavenger hunt.
Oh, gosh.
Lord help us. And so my mother, who is a school teacher, had my kids and they went after this thing, which in turn, I got the call and I had to meet them in the woods to look for what it was, a geocache. That's what it was. And I remember calling Kristen going, girl, where is this? And she's like, I mean, it's right there. It's right there. So we have those ideas too that I'm like, I'm nixing this next year.
Yes, I definitely think, you know, trying new things.
Sure.
We always try things, and people do giveaways and they've just never really worked for us.
It doesn't work for us.
So we just stopped doing that.
Yeah.
And instead just, you know, give free big parties to our clients.
And authenticity.
Yes.
I mean, and I think the important part about you getting in front of the camera today is kind of helping people, because at the end of the day, I mean, we're in a competitive business, really, if we are doing something well and somebody else is doing something well, or we could all, if they could take this and replicate, it helps us all.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
And it's not hard. I mean, because here's the deal. I always tell our clients, hey, I'm showing up with our film crew. Our film crew is Kristen, and she has a very expensive, huge camera, right? What are some of the things you use to pull this stuff off?
I use my cell phone and a gimbal.
It's that easy.
And, you know, we do have some mics that we were, like, trying out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, very, very minimal equipment.
So anybody can do it is really the catch.
Yes. Yeah, you don't really even need the gimbal or the mics, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and I love it because there's honestly people that aren't clients of mine that I've ran into. Like one time I made this steak right on the big green egg, and somebody comes up to me and they're like, hey, I've been making that ever since.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, is not just escorting you into a house that becomes your home, but being in your home with you.
Yes.
Just those touches, I mean, they're immeasurable, right?
Yeah, and you know, and I think like we narrowed down our interests and our values and just kind of deciphered like, okay, these are the things that we want people to encourage people with, and we want to like really sell more than just the transaction, as you say. And so, and those kind of things are the things that bring people in, I think.
Yeah. So. Well, I sat at a closing table this morning, and my clients, the Houghtons, we were able to sell their house in Douglasville, and they purchased one in Villarica, and it was just fun.
Yeah.
Because it was more than I was just their agent. I was just their realtor. We're joking around. You know, I know their kids.
Yeah.
I got invited to their daughter's graduation party. I mean, these are the things that were... We want to be a part of your life. And you mentioned it. Dwayne and I have been in ministry in the past. And even Tabby, she was a makeup artist in ministry and through different TV outlets. And really, that core belief in who we are is based off of Jesus.
Right.
And so you get the opportunity to kind of mix that in.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like, and that's what I'm most passionate about, honestly, is how, you know, we always talk about how can we serve people. And to me, that, I feel like that's what I try to bring out and put out there on behalf of you guys, because I know that's your heart is trying to serve others, and you can do that through ministering. I mean, people are on their phones all the time, so you can do that. Right. I mean, you know, we can do that through using, you know, social media. As an outlet as well. Yeah,
well, it's awesome. So obviously, you know, we want to put this out there, but you also are kind of, you're creative within yourself. And so you're thinking about how to scale this as well for other people, correct?
Yes.
How far along are we there?
We're getting there.
Okay.
We kind of have the systems. I'm ironing out systems for that. And I'm making headway for sure, so it's getting there.
That's awesome. Well, and we will not give her away, so go ahead and figure that out. But what I do love is that we're not inventing the wheel. You know, we're just trying to be a resource to other agents, to other companies, to people in our firm, but also just the experience. Because a lot of people that may listen to this maybe don't know where West Georgia is, but we're a small, tight-knit community, and so you may be sitting across the closing table table from somebody that you're going to see at the supermarket the next day or at church. And so I just want to tell you, man, it's incredible that you get to know us so well and put us out there, all the good, bad, and ugly and funny. And we really enjoy working with Kristen. And so if there's anything that you would like to know more about social media or about just kind of the process, or maybe you're just like, man, I love the content that you do, make sure you reach out to Kristen Hicks and let her know, because she is the magic in the sauce and makes us look a lot better than we are. But also, we're just thankful that we get a platform that we're not just realtors.
Right.
I mean, that is what we get to do as an occupation. But at the end of the day, we serve others because Christ first, reached down to us. And so any comments, any questions, please reach out to the All Pro team. We want to be a part of your story, whether it's selling a house, buying a house, or just you need somebody to talk to. That's what we're here for. And hopefully you feel that, because we feel that from you guys, because this is a family. But make sure you subscribe to our podcast, share this, let other people know, and give us some things you want to hear us talk about, because we're open to that too.
100%.
Because she manages all that material, and so it'd be great to put some of those ideas that work for you. But until then, hopefully you'll tune in for our next episode.